Hey, what's up? Aaron Murray here with the Players Lounge, and we are post back-to-back national champs, and we're doing another dog week because you have to. When you win back-to-back national champs, we got to show some love to our dogs. But first, we're going to bring back Travis Denning. He was so good last week, country music star. He was at the game in LA. I got a little rowdy, got a little fun. Let me know that he has a pretty good story. So we had to bring him back into the fold, kind of get the perspective. And then Kamari Lassiter, star defensive back for the University of Georgia, back-to-back national champ right there. Wearing the two chains for the two natties, I'm sure of it. Fellas, how are we feeling today after that game? I want to start with Kamari first because you are the national champ. You're the most important guy on this call right now. How's life at the moment?
Everything's good, man. I just can't be, more happy, more excited. I'm just blessed to be a part of the team.
All right, Travis, are you alive? Is the liver okay?
Yeah,
how much Tylenol was consumed?
I think the voice should be good by tomorrow. I hope, because I got 3 shows this weekend. But yeah, that was a tough flight back. But man, it was just so much fun. I didn't get to go last year, and I swore that I was going to go to this one no matter where it was, and just an unbelievable night. I got to share it with my dad, and my small little story that happened right after the game was like we could not get an Uber to save our life. Bad cell service. The app was acting up. We saw a couple getting into a car, and I looked at my dad and I was like, "How much cash you got?" He said, "I got $100." I said, "We're going to give those people $100 and just go with it." And thank God they let us. We ended up, talking on the way. Ended up having like a mutual friend, Bradley Jordan, who you might know, Aaron, like promotes a lot of shows in Southeast and stuff. And they were like, "Well, we're going to the JW Marriott where everybody was staying." And so we just rolled with them. And yeah, I was already pretty lit by then, but then we kind of continued to drink and party at the hotel. And it was a lot of fun. And thank God we found them, because I might still be stuck at SoFi if I didn't find somebody with a car.
I remember last year. So we talked about like the adrenaline after the game. And obviously Kamari could talk about the if he slept or not after that national championship. But like as a fan, I couldn't sleep last year. I was so juiced after that natty in Indianapolis. I ended up just getting in my truck at about 4:00 in the morning and driving halfway back to Atlanta before my wife got on the phone and said, "Get your ass in a hotel bed now." And then the next morning, this is the best part. Like next morning, so I'm getting hit up from all these people because like I don't know if y'all saw like the embrace between Stetson and I. So like they're like, "Hey, can you I think it was one like Fox or something in Atlanta hit me up, say, "Hey, can you do a quick Zoom for the piece tonight?" I'm like, "Sure." So I'm on the like side of the highway at some rest stop, and I'm doing the piece. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm a little emotional, and they asked me about the whole Stetson thing, and I literally started tearing up, like crying. And like you're so tired, like you can't stop. So like I go home that night, I'm watching, and I look like the biggest bitch in the world, just dreading tears. Oh my man, it just wasn't fair. I was so exhausted at the time. But Kamari, wait, did you sleep at all? Like, how do you come down from such? I mean, I've never won a natty. Obviously, Travis does just live shows in front of big crowds. But how do you come down from that high?
It's hard. I ain't gonna lie. The night whenever we won the game, we was so we was so lit. I didn't go to sleep until it was about 2-3 hours on the plane. I'm like, "Damn, bro, I'm tired." I had jet lag, and we was teed.
For my since I'm uneducated and I'm not hip and I'm not cool, what does teed mean? Does that just mean tired?
No, baby, come on, turn up, Aaron.
Oh,
what are you, 50?
Dude, yeah, he's old. Come on, Aaron.
The ultimate old white guy.
Just because you got 2 kids, don't mean you got to be an old man. Come on now.
It does mean you have to be an old man. It does. When you start getting 2 babies, you become old real fast, boys. The hair's getting white everywhere. So I'm struggling. All right. So I'll go to Charles on this one. Like, man, I knew it was going to be a butt whooping. Like I was trying to tell everyone all week, because on all my other shows, people are like trying to make excuses of like, not make excuses, but trying to find reasons why TCU was going to make it an interesting game and why can TCU win. I'm like, I literally kept going on shows. I'm like, TCU is not going to win. They're going to get work. Like, just like, let's just stop trying to find ways. Like, it just ain't going to happen. But were you surprised that got that ugly that fast? And kind of watching that thing from live there in LA.
Yeah, I mean, it was I will say when Ladd scored that second touchdown and we went up 17-7, like that was like, I mean, at that point, I kind of looked at my dad and I was like, I said, I think we're going to just like, we're definitely going to hang 50. Like it just felt like it. And then by halftime, I was like, holy shit, 7 of these points were literally just on a fluke, really. I mean, it was just that was an accident, it's like, and I think for me, what was like literally so insane, and I think this has like always been the difference, the past couple of years is like how damn fast Kamari, you guys just like swarm the damn ball. Like it's just insane. It's like the second any ditch got thrown or anything, like your third down hit at the top of the fourth quarter was all anybody needed to know about Jordan defense. I mean, just like, and it just like, I was getting texts from my fiance and she ain't even really a big football fan. And she just goes, Trav, this is like almost not even nice anymore. I was like, I'm sitting here in the third quarter, sitting with some TCU guys in our suite. And we were just talking about where to get a good hamburger in Nashville. Nobody even gave a damn about the game anymore, like by the third quarter. I mean, I was also exceptionally teed up. I switched to tequila at the top of the fourth quarter. I mean, it was pretty insane, man. It was just awesome. I mean, 65 points is unreal. That's pretty crazy, but I definitely was with you. I felt like it was going to be 3-4 possessions all week and that we were going to win. And then it just, golly, just blew up, man.
I felt like I've never seen a game like that for me, like in the collegiate level. It kind of like reminded me like what we would do to teams in high school. Like my high school was pretty legit. Like we had a bunch of D1 guys and we would just work everyone. I mean, it'd be like it felt like we scored every other play and we'd be putting up 40, 50 points a half essentially. Kamar, have you ever been a part of an ass whooping like that before?
No, never. No. I mean, I ain't never got beat like that before. But I have beat some teams like that, but not in no big game like we just played. Nothing even close to that level.
I mean, like I know you guys were probably a little bit ticked off after Ohio State last week. Like everyone's like, man, especially like the DBs. I know Keeley probably couldn't hear enough of it all week. Like, Keeley's overrated. Keeley can't stop Quinn. Quinn had one catch for a few yards. That was it. And obviously they didn't do jack squat besides that one play in the first quarter. But like, how did you guys kind of handle that post Ohio State, get ticked off, get ready for TCU, and just go out there and obliterate them?
I mean, because to be honest, it wasn't really like a post Ohio State. I mean, we won the game, so I mean, we was moving on. We already knew, like after that game was over, it was already natty time. We already knew what type of time we was gonna be on. It wasn't even nobody even needed a pep talk or anything. Like we had already been there before. We knew what it took. So I mean, we just went out there and we just handled business.
You know what's crazy, Travis, is, and both of you, and obviously Kamari's coming back next year, but this team's so damn young. I mean, they are so young. You look at both sides of the football, and I'm like, I think next year could be the best football team out of all 3 years. Like you see, especially with the 2 receivers they got, Bowers, McConkey, AD back. Man, I think Carson's a stud, and I'll let Kamari kind of talk about him if you want to. But and then you see guys like you, Javon back, and Malachi in the back end too. Like it is just a young football team that might have had the best year in Georgia history. Like how crazy that to you, Kamari, to kind of see this team and how young they are and what's coming back next year. And obviously you got to enjoy this, but like the thought of what next, 2023 could be.
I mean, you really hit the nail like in the coffin. Like, I mean, we had a really good team this year. We had some good senior leadership, but a lot of guys who are like, my age and a little bit younger just coming in and stepping up and taking on roles. So, I mean, the sky's the limits for us, really. I mean, we got guys like all the guys you just named, and we got a Carson Beck, coming back, and he can make every throw. He's going to make every throw. I mean, next year, if we put in the work and, what Coach Smart was saying, he was, don't get entitled. If we don't have an entitled season, we could be dangerous.
It's amazing. Travis, obviously this is like the glory times. I mean, we've suffered enough as Georgia fans to like the highs to just be, kind of just stabbed in the heart. And the best thing, obviously the win was the best thing, but this is like, I would say the more entertaining thing, because the game was so bad, was David Pollock. I don't know if either of you saw it or not, because you were at the game, and Kamari obviously played in the game, but David Pollock literally looked Saban in the face at halftime and was like, Georgia is the king. Georgia's at the top, literally, it's even just like, he was fuming deep down inside. Travis, what are your thoughts about kind of Pollock's comments and, dogs overtaking Alabama kind of being that top team out there?
Well, I mean, David has always said it like it is. How many times in the past has he said stuff that ticks off Georgia fans, So, I think just he walks the walk of trying to be as objective as possible. And so the fact that he said that, anybody who pays attention to him knows that he damn well meant it. And that was pretty epic. That was pretty damn funny. There was a lot of good memes on Twitter and stuff of that. But I love it, man. He even shared it the next day, and he's like, everybody's like up my butt about this. He's like, how can anybody disagree? He's like, come on. You're totally right. I had a conversation with somebody earlier this year, our buddies at a Saturday Down South, that podcast, and which I wanted to be known that I did beat you this season on all the wins. Beat me
by what, a game? Yeah, we were the two finalists in the championship.
They mailed me my championship belt this morning, but they told me, they just said, we were talking about it. It's like tough to not be cynical or be like, just like growing up a Georgia fan, always being so close. And they said on that show, they said the good old days of Georgia football feel like they're right damn now. And I can't really disagree with that. That's for damn sure.
Before I let you both leave, because this has been a hot topic for a long time, or at least for the past year, and it's some gas was thrown on the flames after that win. But I've been on the side of Stetson as the greatest quarterback in Georgia history after winning that Natty last year. Only guy to win MVP for 4 games in the playoffs, was two-time national championship quarterback. I said it this week, man. I think he's not only the greatest quarterback of all time, but I think he's the greatest Georgia football player of all time. And when you win those championships and you play the way he did in those games, those big time moments, it's hard to fight that. I'm not saying he's the most athletic guy. I'm saying he's the best player and he's done the most at the University of Georgia during his time. How do you feel as your teammate, Kamari? And I know it's kind of hard when you're in the middle of it, and maybe we haven't seen as much film of Herschel and Champ and guys like that, but still, man, it's kind of crazy to be a part of this team and kind of see the way he's played in those big games these past 2 years.
Man, Stetson the GOAT. They need to retire number 13 ASAP. He the best quarterback. He a top player in UGA history. His story, what he did, coming where he's from, being who he is, everybody doubting him. Man, he the GOAT. They need to retire that jersey like today.
I'm with you. Travis, what do you got? What do you feel? I know you're a big. I know you've watched a lot of Georgia football in your day. Where is he not quarterback? So where is he rank overall?
I think there's only one question. It's copper or bronze. Like, what are they going to make the statue out of? That's the only question. And
no. The question with the statue is it Staquavius fade or is it curly head? That's what I want to know.
Oh, fade for sure. You kidding me? When he walked out, I literally tweeted. I said, "This game's over." He's faded up. The game's over. Just go ahead and go home, y'all.
I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, and I'll be on WSB announcing the parade on Saturday. So I may have to get my Staquavius on in honor of Stetson for the parade. The issue is I'm getting old. Like I said, if I cut it a little bit too short, it may not grow back. That's the dilemma that I'm in right now. Yeah, it's a problem. But one more, just because you face him, and I promise I'll let you go after this. But I feel like he's good enough to get drafted in the top 4 rounds. And it was funny, Muhammad Massaquoi, who was a receiver at Georgia, one of the best receivers of all time at Georgia, was texting me last night, and he goes, "What's the difference between Stetson Bennett and Bryce Young?" I'm like, well, Bryce a little bit more athletic, maybe a little bit of a stronger arm, but I'm like thinking about Stetson makes all the same throws. Stetson's pretty dang mobile, and Stetson's about the same damn size. Like, really, at the end of the day, is there that big of a gap where if Bryce goes 1, that Stetson should jump or drop all the way to 5th or 6th round? Like, you go against him in practice, like, how good is he in 7-on-7, 11-on-11, and obviously what you see on the field, Kamari?
Stetson is he's different. Like you said, he makes all the throws. Sometimes in practice the ball don't even touch the ground, if I'm being honest, and that's going against the one defense. So I see him as high as he can be taken possible. Like I don't see him fourth to fifth round. I see him every day. I mean, he's a pretty good quarterback.
It's a damn good quarterback, damn good dog. It's gonna be I have my money on Carson, so we'll see who replaces the mailman after this. Travis, before I let you go, kind of give us an update where you fans can find you as you continue your tour and try to keep those vocal cords alive after that big win.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Pittsburgh this weekend, upstate New York, and then I've actually got 2 shows in Georgia coming up pretty soon. We're gonna be playing in Hiawassee, Georgia, with Corey Smith, so it'll be a big old Georgia Bulldog show. And then I'm playing Macon, Georgia, the Capitol Theater on February 3rd, and just hit the website and all the dates are there, and come find us and have a Jack and Coke and holler, "Go Dogs, baby."
Go Dogs, baby. All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate you guys for jumping on. See you, Kamari, on Saturday. Do a little celebrating. I'll get teed up for sure for the first time in my life. I'll get teed up, boy. Let's get teed up. All right, boys. Man, appreciate you boys, Travis. Safe travels, man. Have fun. And when you're at Oconee, baby, we're gonna go teed up. We'll have some fun this spring.
Let's do it. We gotta get on the boat.